wouldn't be you.
Especially Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Gold. What was it? A burgundy sparkle?
Yeah, I don't know if you've got like a. Let me see if I've got any pictures. Like this sort of colour.
It's not quite burgundy, is it?
I could do pink then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, I hope you've had a good week. I haven't even looked at the charts today, so we'll have a proper top-down analysis. How's everyone's week been going? I'm just reading some of the comments now. It's good to see some familiar names. Yes, I am live. I'm good, Pro Trader. Thank you so much. Guys, so to my 3 winners, I don't know if you are here, but my 3 winners from yesterday, there's been a bit of a delay with the accounts, but you will be receiving your accounts. Just be patient, and we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the session today. It's been a tough week. It's been a really tough month, in all honesty. It's been a break-even month for me, and something that I want you guys to understand, that break-even is still good. You know, don't let yourself spiral out and get distracted by what other people are doing. Okay, so we're going to start off with NQ, and I'm going to go through the instruments that I look at. Overtrading has I've joined many times and never won. Arctica Wealth, the winners are picked at random. There's been plenty of people who have won accounts, but not everyone. And definitely, if you're sitting there saying scam giveaway, you're not going to be picked. But yeah, so let's have a little look at NQ, because this is something that I do like to trade, and I feel like it's a very, very clean instrument to trade as well. I know some people say that they don't like things like NQ and gold, but to be honest, market structure for NQ, you know, I like to trade my trend lines. This is on the 4-hour. We had a 4-hour trend line here, and we can see that we started to break above. So for me, very, very bullish. But yeah, today wasn't going to be a day that I wanted to trade, because I'm pretty much done for the year now. Next week it's it's Christmas, and markets are going to be slow. Spreads are going to be a lot higher. It's not something that I want to be a part of. But yeah, guys, if you keep spamming and putting scam giveaway when we've given many, many accounts away, you're just going to be removed. Yeah, I think we're on it. Which are your key time frames? So for me, my key time frames, I always like to start from the top and work my way down. I like starting on the daily time frame, 4-hour, 1 hour, and then that's when I enter. So let me show you guys. Hold on. So with NQ today, we've got some key levels here, and you can see how well this actually plays out. So I only take trendline trades from the 4-hour or the daily. We can see that we started to get a break above this trend line, and then it's literally come to retest this area, which I think is a key area. Yes. So yesterday when we were on our live, I said if this was to continue our downwards trend, if you see here, this blue line here is our 0.618 zone. So this was where I'd be looking to take a sell from if it was to continue that downward trend, but it didn't. It actually broke above, and instead of using it as an area of resistance, we then use it as an area of support. So really, really simple when it comes to key zones. I literally mark up my key areas, mark up my trend lines, Asia session highs and lows, and have those marked up, and you'll see how price reacts to these areas, and then that's how we get in. So like I said, when we broke past all of this and we weren't really rejecting, what I would then want to do is either take the position from this this key zone here as a new area of support, or if we actually drop down to the 5-minute, you'll be able to see that we had this retest down here, and then this is how I would have entered on the lower time frame. We just need to wait for bullish structure to be created. So if I just show you guys here we broke structure back to the upside, and this was my area of supply, or everyone calls it all different things, order blocks, supply and demand, but I like to mark up the last candle of the opposing color that created this new high, which was down here. So you can see prices tapped into it a few times before then pushing up. So then you would have a position like this. You would enter here, stop loss on the other side of this low, and then if we switch back to the 1 hour and then aim to be looking at the 1 hour highs, so obviously here would be kind of your first target, but this would have been a nice target. So that would have been a 1 to 6. So you can see how nicely these trades play out. We just need to make sure we have the correct areas marked up, so then we can wait for that reaction, wait for price to show structure of whatever the bias is. So if you're looking for buys, you want bullish structure. If you're looking for sells, we're looking for bearish structure on the lower time frame. I'm going to answer some comments now. It's a really good uptrend. I win today. So you're going to take vacation off this? Okay. So the reason why I just don't really trade between now and the new year is just because big institutions are the ones that really move the market. And it's not to say that it's not going to move, but spreads are going to be higher because there's going to be a lot less volume in the market. So it's just, I'm not going to be fully focused. It's just a time that I'm just choosing to just, spend with family. And it's, we got all year to focus on the markets. My plan for the weekend is I'm taking the weekend off. It's my birthday on Monday, guys. So I am, really switched off after today. Will I should trade next week gold? I think you should be very, very careful about trading gold next week. Yes, trend is bullish. What's the relation between external and internal liquidity? So external liquidity and internal liquidity, like your internal liquidity is the liquidity on the lower time frame. You're going to see a lot more movement. So let me give you an example. So let's say on the higher time frames you can see price moving like this. This is that 4-hour daily trend, but internally on the lower time frames you are going to get moves like this. So you're going to see internal liquidity. So we've got liquidity here is going against the overall trend, but we've got internal liquidity as well. So that's how I would describe internal and external. And obviously your higher time frame areas are going to be a lot more stronger than your lower time frame. price action, right? Yes, Vinay. External is got to buy stocks. Right. What's your PRI? Okay, we'll have a look at gold now. Yeah, so the person that keeps asking about trading next week, I just personally think that it's just not a great time to trade, but each to their own. I'm not here to say that you just shouldn't trade, but thank you for the people saying happy birthday. I'm holding gold. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Let's have a look at gold because everybody is talking about gold. Basically, higher time frame is said to be as external liquidity, and the lower time frame would basically put internal. Yes, exactly that. Which time frame is good for a daily bias? Probably your daily or your 4 hour. Depends what type of trader you are as well. Okay, let's have a look at gold because everyone wants to know what's going on with gold. So yesterday, if anyone was on our live stream yesterday, we were saying that this area here has been a very key area because this is all-time highs, guys. So once we break past this, we are back into all-time highs again. And when gold is on all-time highs, we can probably see a rally coming up, but we've been struggling to break this zone which I've created on the daily. You can see we came into it one time, twice, 3, 4, but now it looks like we're getting a bit of momentum. I was expecting price to come down a little bit more, in all honesty. Just gonna have a look and see. Okay, so we had quite a small range in quite a bit of a small range in gold, the Asia range in gold. So trying to see. So it's the 19th, isn't it, today, guys? I don't know why. Don't know what happened here. This isn't the same on other charts. So I'm just going to put this here. But I think this is the Asia range. Let me get rid of this. And we can see that we've been kind of just. It's because I'm on the 4 hour. Yeah. So this. This is the Asia range. Not a lot is going on in Asia at the moment. Yeah, so we can see here, this was the Asia range. And I'm going to show you guys mid-range, which is here. Because this is also key areas that I like to personally mark up. The Asia range highs and lows. So we got the highs, the lows, and the mid-range. And as you can see, we're using the mid-range as an area of support. So we're struggling to go below. We're really using this area as support. So I would have definitely been wanting to be bullish. Oh, sorry, guys. There's my water. Sneezing away. It'll be really, really interesting to actually see what happens because, like I said about next week being a lot more quiet, I wonder if we're actually going to be able to break this area. This is why, for me, even though technically, like I said, I'm very bullish on gold, but it's in a very, very key area that I would really worry about trying to buy into without that volume to actually break that area because it's back in all-time highs. Gold is bullish in January. Yeah, I think gold is bullish. You're sick, go to a doctor. I'm not sick, guys. Doey, is there cold outside? Yeah, I'm not sick. I have been sick, but I am better. I just sneezed. No selling gold, only buying. Yes, but yeah, like I said, I am very bullish on gold, but buying into this range, into this kind of time is just a bit risky for me. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, if you're, day trading, again, technicals, the fact that we came, where is this? Gold. Yeah, the fact that oh, am I looking? Oh, yeah, that's the middle range. Sorry, this is the highs, this is the lows. The fact that we came down here, came back above into this area here, and started using this as a area of support. If you're a really simple price action trader, in all honesty, that is actually a really, really good place to be taking a trade from, because I would consider this a key zone. Right, where is this? There we go. So you want your stop loss to be below the last lows, and then playing it into here, which would have been a 1 to 2. So again, that's personally all I would have been able to do, because I would be worried that it would just keep rejecting out of this area. I do think we are going to eventually break it, but for now, I don't know if we're going to get the volume. In 20 days celebration as peak. Yes, yeah, there's a lot of celebration going on in December, and gold is in a very, very interesting place, guys. So keep your eyes on gold. If we obviously do break out of here, this is a very key area for me. So if we break out of here, buying from this zone here will be something that I would definitely be interested in. But as you can see, I do like price to come back down to trend lines. I was expecting it to maybe come down here. I think someone in the comments said to kind of grab liquidity first. So if we actually made some moves down and then pushed up, that would be the more ideal situation. But always remember that price doesn't have to do what we think it has to do. No matter what always approach the market with a very open mind. You don't want to just assume that it's going to do one thing, because then it closes your mind to what it's actually doing. You get so fixated on your ego and being right, then you miss the opportunities that actually come up in front of you. So just make sure you understand that the market, gold in particular, there's no rules. It will do whatever it wants. Okay, it's going to break that maximum. Yeah, I think gold's bullish. Gold's always bullish, guys. We all know this. But it's, if you're a day trader, it's just about getting in at the right times. So this was my prediction from yesterday. We had a bit of news, so we were like, if we were in this trade, we would have been wicked out. But you can see the analysis potentially is going to go our way. But like I said, there was a lot of news yesterday. It was like road folding news all day. But yeah, let's just have a little look at Euro USD. We're at this key zone. We've been literally in this range for a long time. Let me just zoom out a little bit more. So you can see we've been stuck in this range for a really long time. We have got a higher time frame. This is a weekly trend line up here, daily trend line. I did think maybe we could come up a little bit more, reject off this trend line, but we've created this really big range and we started to reject off it. So you can see here, we started this rejection coming off it. I can also now move my trend line to here. The reason why I don't think I'm going to put it at the top there is just because it's news. So we had news and it just wicked us up there and then came down. But, you know, we literally came into the zone, rejected, and now you can see that we're creating a lower low, a lower high, and we'll see if we'll create this lower low. So this, what's this trend line coming through the middle? I'm not even too sure. So we're going to get rid of that. A bit strange, that random trend line that I had there. But interesting to see where price is now. You can see with market structure, personally, this is on a four-hour time frame. Rejected from this zone, and I wanted to take this position, but it was just too risky to be taking trades yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't, because even though it's, you know, ended up going in the direction that I wanted to go, the wicks are just happening all over the place because of news, so I didn't want to risk it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can come down to this area here, maybe like here, which is this trend line. We could see something like where we kind of come down, start going back up here, exhaust this, and then either break to the upside or break to the downside. But that overall, like on the bigger time frame, like I'm talking weekly, monthly, there is a very much bearish trend on euro and the pound, but this trend is huge, so you're going to have bullish trends within it as well. Okay, do you come on live every day? Because today is my first day here. Oh, it's good to have you here, Calm Krishna. So I'm not here every single day. We're here usually once a week, but this week we are doing twice a week because one, I love you guys, and two, it is Christmas next week. So we got the day off next week. How does bullish structure look like? So if you guys don't understand what I mean by bullish structure, it just means when you're in an uptrend, you are creating higher highs and higher lows. So, you know, each low, each high, we're getting higher and higher. Right now, on the higher time frame, on the 4 hour, you can see here, this was a high, this was a low, high, low, and you can see here, this is the area, this was a previous low that we actually broke through. So we were moving up, then we shifted and started to move down. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if this trade would have played out. We've got a little bit more room to, like I said, come down to this trend line, reject back off, and just exhaust this this triangle. Because when trading trend lines, you'll notice that when you have trend lines on the top and on the bottom, price likes to play in between. We exhaust the triangle, and then we're either going to get a big push up or we're going to get a big push down. So trend lines for me is just a guidance. It's not something that I, necessarily that, I'm not just going to get into a trade purely because of a trend line, but it's like my guide. What are those stripes for? What stripes? People forget trend line when they go deep in trading, but it's still, oh my God, I feel like trend lines are so good. Like, some people believe in it, some people don't, but I believe in what I see. And you can see here, price respects trend lines. Price, when we break out trend lines, it goes in a different direction. So don't just think, oh, I need to be trading in a very technical way. I know some institutional traders who always use trend lines. It's not the only confluence at all. That's not what I'm saying. I don't think that's what anyone's saying, but I do believe trend lines are a great addition to your strategy. Most probably word decide according to me. I don't paid. Right, I'm just reading some of your comments. We are traders, we don't predict the market. Yes. So that is one of the biggest things for me, is that I don't want to predict what's going to happen. It's all about reacting. So I don't care about getting like the sniper entries or those entries that just look bang on. Sometimes you're going to get that. That's great. But I think when you focus on that, that's your ego trying to be right and trying to beat the market, when all you actually need to do is react to what the market is telling you, especially if you are a technical trader. I am a technical day trader. I do believe if I wanted to hold positions and maybe for bigger moves, then fundamentals would be a really, really good thing to add to my strategy. But because I'm only doing technicals, then for me, the fundamentals don't really make a whole big difference. You know, we could be saying the euro is going down, but look, there's many times when the euro is technically going up. So I can capitalize on these moves without needing to fully understand what's going on in the fundamental world. But yeah, let me read some of these comments. Do analysis on Euro USD, and or is there other pairs? So these are the pairs that I personally trade. I also trade GBP USD, which is moves very similar to Euro USD, to be honest. Yeah, like it looks quite similar, but if you want me to go over a different pair, just let me know. Yap, yap, yap. What is your view on December price action? I think people play too much into the fact that it's not great. The reason why I've not found it easy to trade is because I've been finding it's very wicky. So my stop loss gets taken out and then it goes and hits TP straight away. Not because my analysis is wrong, but there just seems to be a lot of like erratic movements, and that's personally for me. But I've seen so many people do well in December, so don't get fixated on what works for someone, what doesn't work for someone. I'm always a lot less focused in December. A lot of things are going on, so it's just not a month that I perform at my greatest, compared to a different month. So, but yes, every strategy does work. I just don't believe all at the same time, and different strategies work for different people. You have to understand that when creating a strategy, you have to take into consideration your personal situation as well. And I'm talking about like what your risk management is, what your risk tolerance is, what your circumstances are, what your income is, like all of these things, and even down to like personality traits. These things are huge when it comes to creating your own strategy, because trying to just copy somebody else when they're completely different to you, this is why I believe that a lot of people really struggle in trading, because they're trying to learn from someone who is completely different to them. So you always have to get to know yourself. Otherwise, you can't even start to create your system around that's personalized to you. But yeah, it's all about your psychology management, 100%. So yes, I do. I use the Fibonacci tool actually. What is your view on next week? Should we involve? I personally don't trade next week. So King, Amaru, I've said this quite a few times, guys, like the winners from yesterday, please listen. The accounts have been issued, but there's a bit of a delay. So just be patient and wait, because you will get your accounts. I can't say this enough. But personally, I don't trade in the month of December because the market is slow. Yeah, I agree. Saruba, I personally don't think that you need to have like 10 different pairs. I trade 5 different things, and for me that is enough. I have looked at like US 30 quite a few times, but I'm not really too sure, because the thing is, like, I get my setups on I'm looking at 5 different pairs. I usually will find a setup on at least one of them, so then I don't really need to go and add more. At one point I was looking at like 10 different pairs and I just got confused. I was forgetting what I was waiting for. I was, it was just all over the place. It was messy. I was profitable even with one pair that I was trading, and that was gold. Gold was something that I started off with, but I've actually really learned to love currencies because I feel like they move so much slower, a lot more like consistent. Gold is gold. um, what are your major pairs? So major pairs are NQ, gold, Euro USD, and GBP USD. Yeah, gold. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I started on gold, I don't feel like gold is beginner friendly. If I'm honest, gold is gonna test you. You got to be really strong to be trading gold. But yeah, it's weird. I started off with gold, and now I've kind of moved away from gold a little bit more. So I'll start in January, but the thing with me is like I've next year it's coming up to 9 years of trading, and trying to force trades and force the market is just not something that is worth doing, because the market is infinite, guys. There's always going to be lots of trades to take in the year. So what's the matter with waiting for your setups? Something that I was saying yesterday was that the action of waiting is still an action. In trading, we actually get paid to wait. Many of us give away our profits. We start going backwards because we overtrade. We trade when we're not meant to. So get good at knowing when not to trade and understanding that that is a skill in itself that most traders can't do. So if you can be patient and wait, for your setups, and if I have time next week, but like I said, my birthday's Monday. We got Christmas Eve. We got Christmas Day. We got Boxing Day. Like I'm seeing my family. I'm not gonna have time to look at the markets and be focused how I would usually. But the following week, for example, for me, like life will be back to normal. I haven't got any plans, so I'll be back on the charts. But if price doesn't show me what I need to see, I'm not gonna trade. So it's not gonna be like okay, this is when I'm going to trade, this is when I'm not going to trade. Is you just got to understand when is a good time and when is not, depending on your life and your lifestyle. How about, okay, yes, I agree, gold is a bit of a nightmare for newbies for sure. What if you're on a losing streak? What if you're on a losing streak, get started? What do you do, and what are your precautions to avoid these kinds of situations? Okay, so losing streaks, I want you guys to understand that this is normal. My mentor is someone who has owned his own hedge fund. He was an executive in JP Morgan. He's been an institutional trader for the last 45 years. He's retired now, but he told me that one of the first questions he asked me was, how long do you go on a losing streak before you have a winning trade? And he said it as if it was so normal. And I was like, what do you mean a losing streak? Is that meant to happen? Like, obviously, this was like my first time that I met him. And I was like, I didn't want to say, I didn't really want to start the conversation like that. But he was like, that's so normal. You're meant to have a losing streak. Like, it's just numbers. Like, this is why I feel like most people struggle, because they go on a losing streak and they take it personally. They think they're not a good trader, it's personal to them, and they don't know how to move forward from that. And then they completely spiral out of control. And they lose their accounts, they give up, and they think, oh, screw it, I may as well over leverage and hope that this trade is the one that gets me out of this losing streak. A good trader can be in a negative for a week, a month, 2 months, and then that consistency will bring them back into profit. That's the real skill, guys. That's what you should be focusing on. These are the questions that you should be asking. If you aren't asking those questions, you're not asking the right questions when it comes to trading, because you guys, we can sit here and talk about strategy. You know, I go over my strategy and things, and it is very simple. You know, we're using trend lines, we're using key levels, marking up those areas, waiting for that reaction, waiting for market structure. I'm sure you guys are going to get that very fast. But the thing that we all struggle with is that psychology when you are alone and it's just you and the charts, and you know no one's watching you, and you start doing all those silly things. Like I said, people don't think it's normal to have a losing streak because of social media in particular. So they don't know how to handle this emotion when they're in it, spiral out of control. And this is what we want to be focusing on. How can we focus on managing that emotion when we are in a losing streak? And one of the things that I would say is redefine what loss is for you. If you see a loss as a negative thing and you take it personally, of course, this is eventually going to make you spiral if you're taking, you know, like 3-4 losses in a row. But for me, I see losses as a business expense. We have to have our losses to have our wins. We cannot avoid them. We need to make sure that, you know, if I take a loss and I have followed my system completely, I'm not upset. So the next time you are on a losing streak, ask yourself, did I follow my rules exactly? Did I wait for my A plus setup? Because you'll find that if you're on a losing streak and you say yes, you will feel very, very different to if you say no. But yeah, really, really interesting. Yes, I would say gold is a little bit more dangerous to trade on a smaller account for sure. For control over trading with one demo account and one live. Okay, quite like this. You know, having an outlet for the over trading. But I think the real thing is about understanding why is it that you're over trading? What is that trigger? And how are we going to manage that trigger? For controls trading is swing trading. 9 years is a really great period. Yes, it's been a roller coaster of a 9 years for sure. Working on a new strategy, launching it this January. Okay. I personally think that most people don't give strategies long enough time to actually let it play out. They jump a strategy or, you know, add too many things in before they even give it a chance. I do believe that we have to adapt. I believe as you get more experienced, as time goes on, you will add more in, or not necessarily more in, but you'll just adapt. Things change, you know. The beginning of this year, I was very much a scalper using support and resistance, and literally trading the candlesticks, which is very, very different to what I'm doing now in a sense, but actually not in a sense, because I'm just looking for those day trades rather than those, you know, 5-minute trades. So I'm still using support and resistant levels, and I'm waiting for that reaction, but I'm waiting for these bigger moves and understanding, like, you know, external and internal liquidity. But at the beginning of the year, even though I learned this stuff, it wasn't sinking in. It hasn't been until the end, you know, this whole year where I've been so fixated on learning and growing that I now am able to execute these things because I understand it. So I do believe that you have to adapt your strategy, but always give your strategy enough time to actually play out. And don't necessarily like keep swapping strategies. Like I haven't swapped my strategy. I still use very simple price action. You know, like I said, beginning of the year, I'm doing breakouts on support and resistance. Now I'm technically doing support and resistance, just a reaction, but using higher time frame to do this, and only lower time frame for entries. We're staying in positions for longer, but the backbone of it just being simple price action, support and resistance, trend lines, that stayed the same. We've just become a lot more educated and a little bit more technical when it comes to the ins and outs of it and the back end knowledge that I don't believe that you can just learn just like that. It takes time. It really does take time. and commenting only for giveaway. Okay, I'll that's interesting. I know who's not going to win the giveaway. My losing streak lasted for 3 weeks. I think, Vinny, if like I said, ask yourself, in that losing streak, did you follow all of your rules exactly? If the answer is yes, then maybe it's a strategy issue. If the answer is no, then this is where we need to be focusing on. Backtest your strategy lasts 3 to 5 years. My losing streak don't take too much time since I blow the account. Yeah. So make sure if you're using a funded account, guys, anticipate losing streaks. So make sure you're not over leveraging and risking too much. Mine lasts for 4 months. Okay, legend Amir. I really think that if you're on a losing streak for 4 months, you have to really look at what you're doing. Don't just keep repeating the same cycles and expecting a different result. If you're in a losing streak for that long, you may need to refine your strategy. You may need a mentor. You may need to look at what you're doing. If you guys can answer this in the comments, because it'll be interesting to see how many of you actually journal. Like, and I'm not talking about just journaling, oh, I took this trade, but journaling how you're feeling about the trade, why you entered that trade, how it made you feel afterwards. How many of you genuinely actually journal that stuff? Support and resistance. King Amory, focus on small profits just to reset your psychology. I don't think you should be focusing on profits at all. In all honesty, when it comes to trading, I personally think it's about the system. It's not about the outcome. Focus on perfecting your system and executing your system. It's not about the outcome of it. It's not about whether you win, lose, or draw, because this is what promotes the emotion. If you're always in this to win, you should have a system that has proven results, so that you can have trust in the system, and then you focus on perfecting this system. You don't focus on the profits, because when you focus on profits, that is going to promote emotion within you, and then you're going to trade with emotion. Whenever I enter a trade, I don't care if I win, lose, or draw. That's not why I'm entering. I'm entering because my A+ setup showed itself to me and I'm executing. This is what I'm so focused on, and what my goal has been all year, to get to this point of good execution, executing a trade without all of the emotion. Been trading, okay, all I think all my all the comments. 7th year profitable, that's amazing. Gracie just commenting a load of emojis. When I start losing, I forget all. What do profitable traders do at Christmas? I need to journal my trades. Yeah, so not very many of you seem to, but to be honest, journaling is main thing as strategy. Okay, some of you are journaling. It's very easy, but doing daily journaling is yes. Krishna, I agree. It's not the easiest thing to do, but if you want to master something as complex as trading, one of the things that I say is that you need to know the ins and outs of yourself. And by journaling this stuff, you will learn so much about you, your emotions, why you do things, and you will dig. This is how you dig deep. Most people don't do this. Most people lose. So if you want to be different to most people, do something different to what most people are doing. After starting journaling, I became profitable. Oh, interesting, Vinny. How to control emotion. I mean, we've been talking about this. I feel like you're just not listening now. After I read someone blow 9 account in 1 month, I thank God for my calm behavior. Yeah. Definitely don't worry about what other people are doing. No one's ever going to be fully honest with you. And you'll be surprised at, I guess, how many people blow accounts. Funded challenge buying. Just trying to read some of these comments. How much time should we focus on backtesting? I think backtesting is important when you are figuring out your strategy, but I personally think backtesting, like demo trading, all of that stuff, like is useless. Use it to create your strategy and understand your system inside out. Once you do that, the only practice that you need is live trading, either on your live money or on a funded account, because this is where the emotion will be brought up for you. And until you start doing it, you don't know what you're going to have to battle and what resistance is coming up for you until you do it. As the market is all dynamic, we also shift our strategy a little bit and upgrade it. Yes, 100%. Market conditions change, so I think it's important that we understand this and we can adapt. 21 people watching, so probably a probability. Yeah, I'm feeling like one person in particular is not going to be the winner. What's your biggest profit? So I would say my biggest achievement that I've done with trading is making enough money to put a deposit on a house down. This year I have bought my first house, so this is something I'm very, very proud of. I don't like to speak about money too much because I don't want people to focus on it, because like I said, most people come into trading focusing on money, and this is why most people lose. And I had to learn this the hard way. You know, this is coming up to 9 years of trading. I learned this the hard way. I started trading for money. I continue to learn trade for money. I never made any money. It wasn't until about 3 years ago that I came at it from a completely different angle. And this is where things started to shift. And you can believe it or not believe it, but this has been my journey and what's worked for me. But yeah, that's been my kind of biggest achievement within trading. Even support resistance is so basic but still works. Basic is not bad, guys. Don't let social media fool you into thinking that you need to have really complex things, because you don't. Like I said, my mentor, who I'm going to listen to over any of these social media people, and sorry to say it, you guys in the comments, unless you have been an institutional trader and own your own hedge fund, he literally said, keep it basic. Some of his favorite technical tools is literally breakout and the retest, and then the Fibonacci tool. So just don't be fooled by what you see online, making you think that you need very complex strategies. That's just people and their egos making you feel like you need to sound very, very technical. I suppose with institutional traders, the biggest difference is they're making their decisions based on fundamental information. They've got big teams around them. It's not just one person. There's different avenues coming in from different fundamental views, and then for their entry type thing, that's when they're using the technicals. But yeah, it's very, very simple. No one's using FEGs. No one's thinking, where are all the retail stop losses? Let's sweep all the stop losses and stop hunt. That's not a real thing. It's just made up stuff by retail traders. Okay. Okay. Let's do the giveaway, guys. Yesterday for 30 days. It was kind of a challenge. If I break my any rule in a particular rule book, I will start challenge from day one. It took me 7 months to complete. That's amazing, though. I like that. Pratham. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm just scanning through some of these comments. Trying to see if there's any serious comments. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go. 3 winners. and then we'll be back again after Christmas. So 3 people are gonna get a nice Christmas present. Okay, right. Here we go. First winner. I've got my eyes closed and I'm just gonna pick someone at random. Okay. There we go. Trading deal Tony. Why do you guys have the longest usernames? Trading. I really appreciate much smaller usernames. Trading. Guys, you're not gonna trading. Stop spamming because you literally won't get chosen if you keep spamming. The first person has been chosen, but I'm trying to see if I can see that you're still here. Trading deal Tony. Trading deal. Oh, there you are. I saw you. Trading deal. I'm trying to do the whole trading deal Tony Vel FX Vel. Oh my gosh, the whole thing just disappeared. Oh, guys, you actually really do stress me out when we do these giveaways because of all these spammers. I want to. Yes, the person that just said go go go. Trading deal Tony. Trading deal Tony. But this is what I mean. If I was trading deal Tony for FX. Right. I think this is there. I've posted it. If you don't see it, then it's your fault because you're just spamming the comments. But yeah, so yes, someone added him or her. I'm assuming him. Okay. Second winner. Second winner goes to. Oh my gosh. Another name I cannot pronounce. Bihesh. Oh, I've just seen you. Bihesh. Oh my gosh. This is so stressful, guys. I did see you here though. Drew, I want to say. Something like this. I've just posted the name. Yes, there you go. I've seen you again, but you're just spamming. You're just doing hashtag ThinkCapital. So not my fault if you don't see this. You're not contributing in a good way. Okay, guys. Last winner goes to. Okay, last winner goes to. Okay. I can't even pronounce the name again. Oh my gosh. Right. We're going to go with Calm Krishna. Calm Krishna. Calm Krishna. I think we're going to do it differently next time, guys, because some of you just spam. I think next time I'm going to be choosing it, choosing the winners who contribute and support each other. I'm so sure I just saw that person, Calm Krishna, or have they gone now? If they're gone, then I'm going to give it to someone else. Oh, there you are, Calm Krishna. Okay, yeah, so next time it's going to be done a little bit differently because all of the spamming at the end is just kind of pointless. We want, you know, people to be supporting and not just putting in random stuff. But happy Christmas, guys. So for the winners, if you just want to drop me a message on Instagram, it's Doey Trades. It's the one with the blue tick so that you know no other account is mine. And just drop me a message. I like I was saying, some of the winners from yesterday and probably the winners from today, there is a bit of a delay with the accounts. We're gonna, or you can DM Andre in Discord as well. Yeah, the spam thing is bad. I think next time, just so you know, we're not gonna do it where we're all spamming. But yeah, so happy Christmas, guys, and congratulations to our winners. We're gonna be back again after Christmas and back in the new year. So I will see you guys next year. Have the best Christmas ever. See you later. Bye.